Hello, I wanted to give you guys a review of Sight and Sound's show, David.
All I've ever wanted was to be a man after God's own heart.
David is Sight and Sound's new show, at least for the one here in Branson. I do think this show maybe has been put on in their other location, but it is new for Branson and we got the honor of going to see it. And it was so good, guys. So good. But I want to give you just a little bit of information about it and tell you a little bit about it. All right, first off, I want to share that David is definitely kid-friendly. We are always wondering that when we go to Sight and Sound shows, is this going to be appropriate for all of the kids? And you guys, every single time it has been. So I've kind of reached the point now where I'm not even worried about it. I have yet to see a Sight and Sound show that was not appropriate for the kids. And while keeping it appropriate for the kids, they also are able to stay true to the story. So that is a really big feat that they're able to do, because they don't not cover the harder topics, but they do it in a way that you as an adult know what the harder topic is and you get what they're saying, but the younger kids don't get it. It's not showing them anything they shouldn't see. So yeah, it's definitely well done and for the whole family. Right. So it starts out with David as a young boy is kind of where it starts the story. Well, I take that back. I guess it starts with Saul, but very, very briefly, like kind of just saying that Saul is the king. And then it goes to David as a boy. And it kind of shows him then, you know, kind of growing up, not real long. And then it shows him fighting Goliath. Now, I was really wondering about this. How are they going to do this? And you guys, they have, it's almost like an animatronic, is probably the best way I know to describe it, but like an animatronic Goliath. And it is so cool, you guys. We did not take our kids to the show that we saw, but I am really excited to take them back and show it to them because I think they're going to think Goliath is so cool, or like the way he looks. Obviously, Goliath is the bad guy, not cool, but it's cool how he looks and how David defeats him. Then it goes, on into it keeps going with the story. I'm trying to think of where the break is. I don't remember where the break is. I think the break, like it goes on, he goes into exile. It just tells all of David's story. Somewhere in there is a intermission. I just cannot remember exactly where the intermission was. And then I will say it ends shortly after the David and Bathsheba story. So if you're wondering kind of how far they take it, that's about the end of the David story. And then they wrap it up in a really nice way though, after the David and Bathsheba story, with a really redemptive message. So it doesn't end sad and depressing, which David's story kind of does in real life. But they also didn't change it in a way that it's not. Yes, and then like all the Sight and Sound stories, they always kind of bring it back to Christ and point to him, which I think is great. But yeah, so if you guys are in Branson and interested in going to see Sight and Sounds, I highly recommend seeing David. It was fantastic. And like all their other shows, visually, it was fantastic too. It was beautiful. They had some really cool visual effects. I've really been struggling talking today, but a really cool visual effects and the like animatronics. And if you don't know anything about Sight and Sounds, their theater is kind of like, it's like 180. It's like a 180 show. So you have stuff happening on the sides of you. You have stuff happening in front of you. And the side stuff is not always going on. But yeah, like somewhere in the show, usually the sides will open up and then you just feel like you're in the middle of it all.
Come here, boy.
I give you David!
You are the true king of Israel.
I knew it was you.
So stop.
No! Now bring David to me, for he must die.
Now, let's talk about where to sit. Okay, I have sat right down in front. I have sat more towards the back, but still on the main floor. And then I have also sat up in the balcony. Anyway, I feel like you really don't get a bad seat anywhere. I felt like I could see great in every location that I have sat in. Now, I will say, if you really want to be more immersed and feel like you're part of the story, definitely sit down closer to the front. And the closer you are to the stage, the more everything's going to be happening right around you. Actors and animals come up and down the aisles. So like my husband was right on the aisle, and there was like a sheep right there at one point, and there was a singer there at some point. The side stages go past you, so you definitely feel like you're like in the middle of it all. So that is really cool. If you really want to feel like you're part of the whole thing. When we sat further back, it was kind of nice because you could see it all. You didn't have to do the whole like that. So if you're really wanting to just be able to like see it all and take it all in, sitting a little further back, but on the main floor or in the balcony are probably good places to sit. The balcony is kind of the same way, only you feel even a little bit more removed than you do on the floor. I will say they have a like cry room, and I believe it's upstairs in the balcony. So if you have little babies that you think you're probably going to have to step out with a lot with and go to the cry room, the balcony might be a really good place for you because you're there and close. So yeah, I have taken little babies, and we've actually never had to step out. It kept them entertained enough until then they just fell asleep and they slept through the rest of it. But that was quite a long time ago. I think that was with Samson that I had a baby. And then we went to another show before that. I think it was Jonah, and I had a different baby. But this time we were kid-free. So anyway, please let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you plan to go to David at Sight and Sounds. You really should go. It is a great show, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
The crown has changed him. You have to go.
He's here! He's here!
Who are you?
We're outlaws.
All right, man. Time to start fighting to defend God's people.